never slowing, never stopping, pushing forward every hour, every day, every quarter, every year. You don't do it for yourself. You do it for your company, your employees, your community, for all of us. That is why IMA is proud to help ensure the companies that form the backbone of America. Together, we are better. Together, we make a difference.
Friends, we are excited to be with you today as part of our 2026 Frontier Conference Media Day. I'm Scott Crawford, Commissioner of the Frontier Conference. We'll first hear from Bryant Tyler at IMA Financial, corporate partner of the Frontier Conference. And I'll give Brian an opportunity to make some comments, and we'll go to that point in today's presentation. Bryant?
Yeah, thanks, Scott. Thanks, everybody, with the Frontier Conference. On behalf of IMA, we're thrilled to be able to partner with you all. We see this as a no-brainer, right? For an up-and-coming conference like the Frontier, IMA's roots run deep in the NAIA. We've had a great long relationship with the KCAC conference, and higher ed's a passion of ours. Providing positive results for our clients in higher ed through athletic and student health, employee benefits, property casualty insurance. That's what we're here for. And so this was a no-brainer. Happy to be here. We're wishing all presidents, ADs, coaches, players, your training staff, your SIDs, everybody that makes the wheel turn. We're wishing you all a very productive, healthy season ahead. Happy to be here.
Bryant, appreciate it. I'm also going to point out that IMA is also partners with the GPAC, and so we're in good company with our friends in the GPAC, the KCAC, and with us in the Frontier Conference. All right, we're going to turn the time over to the voice of the Frontier, our friend Rocky Erickson.
And welcome everyone to the 2026 Frontier Conference Football Media Day East Division. The Frontier Conference Coaches Poll will be released on Tuesday, August 18th, and the national poll on Monday, August 24th. And we head to Madison, South Dakota. The Trojans of Dakota State, 8-2 a year ago, 5-1 of the conference. Head coach Josh Anderson in his 18th season. Coach, help me out. You're nationally ranked. You go 8-2 and no postseason.
I don't know if I can tell you exactly how I feel because I want to try and keep it as clean and positive as possible. And so we can only control what we can control. I mean, everybody who voted throughout the year was wrong the entire time about us, and for not putting us in the playoffs was also wrong. We had a tremendous year. The way we finished, we were a very competitive playoff opponent, and even just from a bystander standpoint, not from a head coach, it's going to seem biased, but they're lucky we didn't get in. We would have been very competitive. We'd have tried just like everybody to win games. I think we would have had our best opportunity to do that last year. Who knows how this year will come along? We're trying to be better than 8-2, but that'll depend on injuries. We just got to make sure we're taking care of our bodies, and then mentally and physically, that's going to be our biggest challenges this year. Our schedule is extremely difficult. We're happy to have Bryant Taylor and IMA with us in the conference, but this, in my opinion, is not an up-and-coming conference. The Frontier Conference was already dominant, and then we added the NSAA schools in it and made it even a bigger conference and a better conference. And my whole point is that there's just no week off. I'm not trying to be nice to the other teams and boost them or blow smoke at them. It's just the way it is. There are so many different offenses and defenses, and there's so much talent and aggression, and then the home field advantages. Like, there's so many things that go into factors. There's the flying, there's the travel, there's just making sure you're getting everything done academically. It's an extreme challenge mentally, physically, and it's everything that we want. We love this conference. We love being in it. It's the kind of competition we want to be a part of and associated with.
Coach, tell me about your coaching staff. Any changes?
Yeah, we fully made Daedric Kibbe our full-time defensive coordinator. Last year, he was thrown into the fire and did a fantastic job. We had 9 seniors on defense, so that helped him out as well to get his feet wet. But he's been with us long enough knows the calls, knows the personnel. But we've hired Tom Clary as our linebackers coach, special teams coordinator, and he's hit the ground running, been fantastic. And Zach Santala has joined us as our defensive line coach, brings a wealth of knowledge and has done fantastic with our defensive line almost immediately. Lane Vanderwall's a running back coach, played for us last year, and Xander Sheehan's our specialist coach, also was a punter for us last year. Davion Moses, a cornerback for us last year, a two-time All-American, is now coaching the cornerbacks. We got a new guy, Aaron Brown, is coaching our outside linebackers. Sam Holman come to us from Eastern Washington, and he's coaching our wide receivers. And then we have Tyler Jetland helping us with the offensive line. So a lot of those names played for us last year. So it's really good for me and for the program, I believe, that our athletes want to stick around and continue to be a part of the program and help coach and continue to make the program better. And it just makes it easier, too, for me, because they know how things are supposed to be done. They know the expectations.
Coach Anderson, tell us about some of your key returning players and introduce us to those you brought to the table today.
Well, on my right is Trey Heddick, our quarterback, and I don't want to jinx anything, but we're really looking forward to him having a full season for once. Things go a lot better for our entire program when he's on the field. And, sometimes you just have those difference makers. Offensively, bringing Trey back, Trajan Davis, Preston Iverson, Malik Ford, Uziel Ruiz, Josh Schaefer, Brandon Jetland. We've got a lot of guys returning on offense and a lot of starters back, and that's going to be a huge benefit for us. Defensively, to my left is Caden Van Otterloo, and did a fantastic job for us last year. Jumped in as much as he could, got a lot of playing time, was a starter at times for us, and has just been a total leader for us in the offseason. Along with him is Jordan Cooper, Josiah Perez, Mike Foster, Frosty Foster, and Aiden James and Elliot DeVries on our defense. We graduated 9 starters on defense, but we had a lot of guys. We always rotate a lot of guys to get them a lot of reps and just keep fresh legs on defense. So they're excited about their turn to step in and be solidified starters as we get into this season.
Coach, tell me about your preseason schedule. It looks like you've got a huge game August 29th at home against Dakota Wesleyan.
Yeah, it's tough. The first game is always tough. You want to get the jitters out and all the unique sets and, the things that go wrong, the timing, the play clock, just all those issues. And then when you play your rival right away, that's difficult in and of itself. And it wouldn't matter if it was at the end of the year and both teams were 9-0 or 0-9. It's just always a competitive game. And just, it's fun to be a part of because they really travel well. And so do our fans. And so it's just a really electric environment to play in. And that's the kind of college atmosphere you want to be in. And they're always a tough opponent, and they're going to be healthy just like we will be on game 1. And then we roll right into Black Hills State University, a really big and dominant and athletic Division II university. Despite their record, they're in a tough conference, but they play very well and they play tough competition. And that'll be at their place, so that'll be an extreme challenge for us. We got Nebraska Wesleyan, a Division III program after that. And, along that note, that's just one more of those things where it's frustrating that a non-NAIA opponent has anything to do with the fact of your record, because it's hard to get opponents, especially if you're doing well in the NAIA and you have to travel to go play somebody. Nobody wants to play you, and all of a sudden their schedules are full when you're looking for somebody. And, it makes it difficult. I think a game should be a game because Nebraska Wesleyan and Black Hills State University are going to be tough opponents. We also then, in a non-conference sense, have Arizona Christian. They've got a brand new coach. And then we play Southern Oregon out at their place, and they're healthy. They got their star running back, and they're electric in their hometown. They're going to be incredibly tough. And that's our non-conference games. And so I'm not lying when I say there's no weeks off.
Trey Heddick, the quarterback, Mr. Hollywood. What do you like best about the football team that the Trojans have this season?
I think this is just like, since I've been here, I think this is just maybe the most depth we've had since we've been here, or since I've been here at least, just like, especially in the receiver room now too, just being able to rotate guys, D-line's doing the same thing where they're just rotating a lot of guys. I think that we still have a lot of talent. I think we're relatively young. We're new, but we're hungry as well. And getting to see new leaders step up and take place has been awesome too. So I'd say that's probably my favorite part about this year's team.
Kate, tell me about the schedule and what was it like a year ago in season number 1 in the revamped Frontier Conference?
Say me.
Sorry, were you still talking to Trey, or are you talking to
I'm
me?
not talking to Kate.
Oh, Kate.
Yes.
Yep.
Tell me about the schedule last year. What was it like in the new Frontier Conference?
It was a lot of traveling, which was really, really cool. It was my first year being a traveler in general, but being able to travel across the country and playing a lot of good teams was a lot of fun. Anytime you get to stay anywhere in a hotel and fly in airplanes with your teammates and some of your best friends, it's a lot of fun. So I really enjoyed that. And a lot of the places we played were really cool. The environments we played in were a lot of fun. So I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun.
Kate, how do you best describe a home game with the Trojans?
Oh man. It depends. Earlier in the year, it's hot. Later on, it gets really cold. But no matter the weather, we always have a pretty good community that shows up and shows out for the games. The new stadium's really great too. The lights and with all the animations and stuff, it gets really fun. So I really enjoy it.
Trey, what's your major? Where are we going to find you 5 years from now?
I'm a business finance major at the moment, but I'm kind of hoping to coach when I'm done. So hopefully you'll find me around.
Cade, what is your major?
I am also a finance major.
We got some future bankers coming up.
Well, yeah, I tell you what, as long as his dad doesn't take him back home to help him out with the high school, we're going to definitely be all over Trey to get his contract ready to go for the coaching career.
Dr. Crawford.
Yeah, Caden mentioned this, and the Brian Kern Family Stadium within the Beacon Premier Complex is one of the finest football facilities in the country, I think, at any level. I was hoping to hear from Coach just talk about what it's like to play in that facility and how that impacts your recruiting year to year.
It's hard to describe other than just incredibly grateful. And being a part of the field that we had, I mean, we made it work and we made the stadium work and everybody did everything we could with what we had. And so I always appreciated that, but it was a terrible field that we played on. It was a grass field that was horrible. So for us to add 2 turf fields rather than just one, and not only turf the field that we had, we ripped that all up. And it's a great environment because there's no track around our football field. So the fans are closer, it's louder, it's just more intense. You get to feel it a lot more from the players and from the stands point of view in the fans. And so, and even the north turf that we have for our soccer field and the track complex up there, for the summer camps that we have, we're just spread out all over the place and it's exciting. And now we're going to be building an indoor facility, adding on to what we already have. It's incredible how much support and how much energy and how much vision and how much execution there is to get things done. The recruiting is fantastic and we get the attention of a lot more athletes. We still get who we get in the sense that 18 to 22-year-olds, they love the Division I and higher aspects, but that's who we're trying to recruit too. We're not trying to recruit NAIA players. We're trying to recruit Division II and Division I players, and that's who we have on the team. And so sometimes we miss it, but we get a lot of them. And if we don't get them, they bounce back and they understand what we have because they've been here on a visit. They came to take a look around on either a recruiting visit or a game day visit or both. And they know that if they want to come back, they're coming to a really good environment with a high culture.
I'd like to go back. I appreciate that comment and the opportunity to promote the field. Coach, you were talking early about last year in the 8-2 season. You and I've had a couple of conversations about this, and I do feel your pain on this. My question is about the potential of playing an 11th game. I'd like to hear your philosophy about 9 versus 10 versus 11 games and how that impacts the opportunity to potentially reach NAI postseason.
I wish I could answer that for you. I wish I knew. Ottawa was they played 9 games, I think. They were 8-0, lost the last game of the year, and then didn't make it in. I also think that's not fair, for them, although I can't control that either. I don't know. I wish I could answer that for you. There's a lot of things I don't like about the NAI, and that's one of them is how they structure everything and how you get into the playoffs. last year there was the comments of we're gonna take into consideration your injuries, and unfortunately Trey didn't play for us in the first game, and unfortunately we didn't win. We tried our best, but we didn't win. But that wasn't taken into consideration because when we finished 5-0 against excellent teams, and our only loss was to Montana Tech, who at the time, depending on what national poll you're looking at, they were either 1, 2, or 3. And for that to be our only loss, and that wasn't in consideration for us to get in the playoffs. Then it came down to, and this is what nobody will admit to, it came down to name recognition, which in my opinion is poor. There was teams that got in that absolutely shouldn't have been in. And, I understand how that works. And I hope that's not us this year. I hope we do better. But either way, it shouldn't come down to that. It should come down to the way you're playing, the conference that you're in, your opponents that you're going against. And that wasn't taken into factor. And that's upsetting to me. And I'm doing everything I can to be as polite and positive about it right now as you're asking.
You've been very diplomatic about it, Coach, and I appreciate the answer. Rocky, I'm going to turn the time back to you. I know we have a few members of the media that might be on the call today. We'd like to give them some opportunity to ask questions of Coach Anderson and his student athletes.
Mr. Shepard, go ahead.
Coach Anderson, this is Daniel Shepard with 406 Sports here in Montana. I know the NAI approved the digital wristband use stuff this year. I'm just curious if your program's participating in that, and if so, how it's kind of working out for you guys so far.
We are, and quite honestly, it is awesome. We've got a few opponents that actually study and write down and bring to games their sheets, and they'll stand directly across from us when we're signaling stuff in. And as unprofessional as that is, it's just the way some of these programs have been. And if that's what they need to do to have success, that's fine. So it's been great for us to have the opportunity to just have things electronically in and not have to signal stuff in, and not have to pay $60,000 for one helmet on one side of the ball. Those are awesome, I'm sure of it, but those are extremely expensive for an NAIA small school. We have other things we need to spend money on, so that was effective for us, and we're really looking forward to how that's going to work in the game. We've had some issues in practice, nothing we can't get around, but we need to have that so we know what to do in games. But I would say, all in all, we are extremely happy with what we're dealing with so far.
You're going to be using it on both sides of the ball?
We won't on defense because we just flat out holler in a call. It's kind of on our defense, it's all set by what the offense does and how they shift in motion. So we don't care if they know what we're doing or not. Our defensive line and linebackers will make their own calls depending on the down and distance and situation, and so will our DBs. And so everything changes in a matter of a second depending on what the offense does. And so we're not too concerned about opponents knowing what we're doing defensively because it'll change in the middle of a play.
All right, Coach. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mr. Murphy, go ahead.
Hi, this is Ren Murphy. I'm with the Madison Daily Leader. Trey, obviously you started as quarterback young. There were a lot of injuries that you had. And I was wondering, this year as a senior, what are you hoping to bring to your game that you maybe haven't been able to accomplish to your liking previously?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously this year is best my body's probably felt going into it, God bless, get to camp, get through camp and get healthy into the season. But, I just think being able to, move how I want to move, be able to move in the pocket, be able to get outside the pocket and make more plays without really being hindered by, last year's what my knee was doing. So I think just the ability to, be more active outside the pocket, make plays with my feet is going to be exciting. Also, I'm better in the pocket than I am outside of the pocket. So just relying on what I do, in there and then make plays when I need to.
And then Caden, you're a sophomore this year, correct?
Yes.
Yep. So as a sophomore taking the leadership position on the team that you're doing, how have you and the other younger guys been working to fill the shoes and find your own style after losing so much of your defense to graduation?
Yeah, I mean, it's been hard. There's been some growing pains for sure, but we're finally starting to find our footing, especially now that we're able to get out on the field. And I don't really feel like we did lose a lot of leaders, but I think we have a lot of guys that are willing to step up and really fill in those shoes. So I think we've done a good job, and I think we're still trying to find our own sort of flow and our own sort of chemistry, but that'll come through the rest of fall camp and the season. And I'm really excited to see what we have going into the season.
Thank you.
Great
Appreciate it.
questions. Anything else? Go ahead, Bryn.
Nope, that was it.
All right. Appreciate the questions. Appreciate you, Scott, Coach Anderson. I wish you the best of luck. And Hollywood, Cade, stay healthy. Have a great year. Have fun. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Never slowing, never stopping, pushing forward every hour, every day, every quarter, every year. You don't do it for yourself. You do it for your company, your employees, your community, for all of us. That is why IMA is proud to help ensure the companies that form the backbone of America. Together, we are better. Together, we make a difference.